Hello, everyone. My name is Teddy Fikre. So, for the past 8 months, I've been saying that I'm running for Congress to represent Virginia's 8th Congressional District. That is no longer the case. The election came and went this past Tuesday. So, I've taken a couple of days to kind of decompress, relax, rest, and also just reflect and kind of be in a moment of gratitude. I'm so thankful for everyone who voted for me. Where my campaign was able to garner the support and the votes of over close to 3,800 people. And along those, I'm also just thankful for everyone I've had the honor and privilege of meeting over the past 8 months. The countless thousands of people that actually over 1,500 people that signed the ballot initiative for me to actually be on the ballot, and then the thousands of other people who I've talked to while walking the streets of Alexandria, Arlington, canvassing in South Fairfax and the city of Falls Church. The hundreds of people who I gave rides to in Uber, and that was actually a very pivotal part of my campaign as well. I was able to there's a proximity that you have when you're in the car with someone, a stranger that you pick up, and it reminded me of my dad in a lot of ways. My dad used to be a cabbie, and he used to engage in such deep conversations with people that he picked up, and he befriended them. And so for me, it was also a healing journey. It reminded me of my own dad who passed away in 2001. And these conversations, what they did was affirm the very foundation of my campaign. I've been saying all along that we have a lot more in common than we have that differentiates us or that divides us, and that is one of the main things that compelled me to run. This Our politics is rooted in the soil of divisiveness, of demonizing other people, of us versus them. It's tribal. It's toxic and tribalism. Um, and in a lot of ways, that's the playbook of how one gets elected, and that was the disadvantage of my campaign in a lot of ways. The politics almost demands, especially our politics here in America, demands that you cultivate a base, and then you point out to the other side and say they're doing this to you, and you peddle fear, uh, and this idea that other people who are just as powerless are the ones that that are out here to come and get you. And based on fear, in fact, I ran into someone who told me that she wanted to vote for me, but someone convinced her that if you vote for an independent, it might as well be a vote for a Republican, and then so she ended up voting for the incumbent. And this is exactly how the status quo never changes. You, Too many people end up supporting a candidate not based on their ideas, not based on their merit, but because of brand identification and because of fear of what the other side is going to do. But like I've been saying from the very beginning, these two political parties could make a grand spectacle, presenting a facade of opposition. But the truth of it is, behind the scenes, they're both working together, and the ultimate victims are the constituents of both parties. Every election is the same. It's the same thing. It's rinse and repeat. There's pomp and circumstance of, oh, change is on the ballot. There's going to be a new day if you only elect Party A or Party B. If we get a blue wave or a red wave, and then a few months after the election ends, it goes right back into the frustration that Americans are feeling, and the sense that nothing changes, because the status quo and the two parties that are part and parcel of it are meant to ensure that nothing does change. The what we're conditioned all the time to fight on our differences, and that's the cunning of our politics. As long as we fight, based on what we have that differentiates us, we never really pay attention to what we all have in common. And what we all have in common is, at the core of it, it's economic uncertainties. It's the economy, and the way that the wealth of this country is being transferred upward and poverty is being socialized. And every day, more and more people are falling into the clutches of poverty. And if not poverty, economic uncertainty. I've been saying this throughout the campaign. When 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, that is a recipe for social disaster, for strife that's coming. We're kind of walking or whistling right past this country's grave if we don't turn around and ensure that there's a viable middle class and ensure that a working class is able to live without the stress of becoming homeless the next day. Like I said, for me, this is something that I experienced firsthand. I went from living a life of very much a comfort and up to a point even luxury, making six figures as a defense consultant, to within a short order homelessness. This is, like I said, all of us are almost one or two missed paychecks away from that same thing. But there's something else that I really focused on this campaign, beyond the economy, and that's our common humanity. It is an imperative that we stop demonizing one another and have a common purpose as a people. That we look beyond our differences and look towards what we have in common. This is something that I learned the hard way. Took 2.5 years of homelessness for me to realize that when it comes to pain, it doesn't have a border. Everyone, almost everyone. And that's one of the things that I learned throughout this campaign. And I've known this for a while. Everyone is out here struggling. Everyone has pains. Some are able to shield it. Some deny it. Some are, going through horrific strife in their personal life because of it. But everyone. And some are able to have addressed it and are able to actually live a life that's free of relative discomfort, or a life free of anxieties or the stresses that comes with unresolved pains. But either we have gone through it, are going through it, or will go through it. Everyone goes through pain. But our politics is geared towards assuring that we only pay attention to my pain and forget about other people. But the truth of it is that when the pains that we all go through, they actually, when you open up and connect with other people, and you realize that other people are kind of going through the same thing, it doesn't minimize your pains. It actually, there's a sense of meaning that we get out of it, and we realize that we're not in this alone. And so the best way to heal is actually to heal with other people, to go on that journey of healing together. It's not through bitterness. It's not by just saying me. It's a collective we. That's another reason that I really ran for Congress as well. Is to just, in a way to plant a seed. And I know that people pay attention to politics in that way. So on that stage, I wanted to plant a seed. This is not to say that I did not give it my all to get to become a representative. But I had a bigger objective. So I don't know what the future holds. There's been a lot of people that's been encouraging me to do this again in 2 years. I'm not trying to be a politician when I say we'll see, because for me, I never wanted this to be like a cult of personality thing. It's I know I sound like a politician when I say it's not about me; it's about we. But I truly mean it. Unlike some who have said that in the past and went on to make it all about themselves, I truly do mean it when I say that. Whether it's I do this again in 2 years or somebody else. What I want people to take away from this is that we don't have to walk in the lanes that's been painted for us. When we decide stand up and have the audacity to try something different, even if it seems impossible, there's a way forward. And sometimes all you have to do is plant a flag in the ground, and others will rally towards it. And that's exactly what happened. Given the fact that I only raised about $500, I think, and there's like $50 left over, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do the last $50 of the campaign. So effectively, $450 is what I spent throughout the campaign season, and little in terms of getting the advertising, yard signs, radio ads. I didn't do any of that. I didn't pay for Facebook ads. What I had faith is that when people heard the message, they will rally to it, because I think people are yearning for that. So this election coming and going is not the end of this journey. It's the beginning. And for all of us, we should not just view the desire for change to affect change as something that happens every 4 years. It's a decision that we make daily. If you were inspired by this campaign, if you will gravitate towards the sense of our common purpose and standing up for our common humanity, don't stop. Continue to talk to people. Conversations are redemptive. They're healing in that way. All social divides, whether it's based on race, gender, ideology, religion, orientation, all of it melts away when you have a conversation with people, not from a place of lecturing or telling people that they have it better off or you have it worse off. Just sharing, share your pains without talking down other people's pains, and you'll be amazed what could happen. And so, for me, on that level, the journey continues. I continue to drive Uber part time, continue to work full time, and of course, I have my amazing son. And one of the things that I really, I wish if I had more resources, I wish I did more of, is something that I did at the very beginning. When I launched the campaign, I think it was early March, there was a statue of two sisters, African American sisters, who are walking hand in hand. What I realized, I would drive by there all the time. It's in Old Town Alexandria. It used to always kind of capture my eyes, and then one day I decided to park the car, and I read the description, and come to find out it was two sisters that escaped slavery, were recaptured, and sold back into slavery, and that, in a lot of ways, describes the pains of America that have not been resolved. The sense of freedom being taken away, and on a broader level, it's the sense of freedom that's being denied to all of us when we're struggling to pay, keep up with the bills, when we feel as though life is just passing us by, and yet we're kind of going backwards. When we feel a sense of isolation because society is becoming so polarized, those two are denied freedoms. Humanity is built on community. So in that way, one of the things that I did after declaring my candidacy at that same location is I started this thing called Hill Walk, where every Saturday, I believe it was at 11 o'clock, I would start a 2 mile journey from it's called Bruin Slave Jail. It's at, I believe it's at, let me look at the address real fast. It is at 20, hold on. All right, so the address is 1707 Duke Street, and that's Alexandria, Virginia. And that's Bruin, Bruin, apostrophe S, slave jail. So there's a statue of two sisters holding hands. If you're in Alexandria, or near this vicinity, or just happen to be, one of the things, I'm going to restart this again. Every Saturday, I'm going to just show up there and do a 2 mile walk, 11 o'clock. From there to all the way to the waterfront and back. It's about 2 miles. And along the way, there's a house called the Freedom House that we pass. My sister and I started doing this. I'm not going to promote this. I'm not going to, place a event ad on here. on Facebook or anything like that, or on Evite or whatever is being used these days. This is it. I'm going to mention this here. And then if you happen to be near the Northern Virginia area, every Saturday, people just gather at 11 o'clock and we walk and meet different people. This will not be a gathering of people on the left or people on the right, people of such and such identity or another. It's humanity. Anyone is welcome, and we walk and get to know people and have conversations or don't have conversations. Come as you are. It's this the campaign continues in other ways. In a lot of ways, the real the campaign of healing. One of the slogans for this campaign was "Heal America Together." We heal, not through politics and ballots, but by by overcoming the social divides and having conversations without judgment, without fear of exclusion, without conformity, and from that hill walk and that journey of healing, it could be it's not necessarily something that ends in 2 miles. It's an ongoing journey, and as we realize that we have a lot more in common than we have that divides us, may that journey that we start at Brooklyn Slave Jail may continue to expand. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and along the ways, I'm going to actually start writing a book that I've been contemplating for a very long time, and we'll see what happens in 2 years. But nonetheless, again, thank you for everyone who voted for me, who supported me, who've been saying words of encouragement along the way. Pain has a purpose. The fact that in a lot of ways, the things that I went through 7 years ago, in terms of going through homelessness and challenges that I've been through after that, I know that at the end of the day, they actually lead to purpose. So for everyone who's going through challenges and difficulties, you too, this is the test that you're going through right now will one day be your testimony. And for all of us, may we go from this place of uncertainty and such polarization, may we walk towards healing and the redemption that comes of seeing our common humanity. Again, thank you, everyone. My name is Teddy Fikre, and I'm eternally grateful, and we'll see what comes next. Have a blessed day.